So let's go through a couple of the examples of converting decimals and fractions. So the first example is convert the following decimals to fractions in their simplest form. So 0.239. There are 3 numbers after the decimal point, which means automatically we have got 1,000 on the bottom. Okay, the zeros in the denominator have to match the number of decimal places in the answer. So we have 239 over 1,000. Now, can we simplify that? I am not too sure about that, but if you happen to get your calculators out and typed it into your calculator, we could just do it very quickly without using our brains too much. Let's see if I can find my calculator. Here it is. So if I do my fractions button and put 239 on the top, and then on the bottom put 1,000, and press equals, it doesn't simplify. Okay, so there's nothing common that goes into 239 and 1,000, so that is our answer. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one, 10.35. So the 10 is the whole number. So we have a whole, so we're going to end up with a mixed number. We have 10, and we have 35 over 100. 100 because there are 2 numbers after the decimal point. So that means we have 2 zeros in our denominator. Now, can we simplify it? Well, of course we can, because 35 and 100 have 5 that divide into both of them. So we're going to have 10 as our whole. Now if I do 5s into 35, so I do that, I'm going to do a divided by 5 there to show you what I'm doing, and a divided by 5 there and show you what I'm doing. 35 divided by 5 is 7, so we have a 7 in our denominator, and our numerator is 100 divided by 5, which is 20. So 10.35 is 10 and 7/20. Alright, so example 2. Convert the following fractions to decimals. Well, we have got a fraction with 100 on the bottom, which makes it easy. So that means we need a decimal with 2 decimal places. We don't have a whole part, so a whole part is 0. We need 2 numbers after the decimal place, and we have 2 numbers in our numerator, so it's very simply 0.17. Alright, B. B, we have a mixed number, 5 3/5. Well, we can easily change that to be a fraction with a denominator of 10 on the bottom just by doubling our fraction. So it's going to be 5, and if we double our fraction, we're going to get 6 on the top and 10 on the bottom. Very simply, it's going to be 5 as our whole. The decimal point is, well, there's a 10 on the bottom, so we need 1 number after the decimal point, and there's a 1 number on as the numerator, so it's 5.6. And finally, 7 over 12. Well, it's not a 5, it's not a 10, it's not a 2, it's not any of those other ones that we really know what the decimal is going to be, so we're going to have to do this the long way and divide it. So I start off saying, well, I'm going to do 12 divided by 7, and 12 divided by 7 is 0, but the remainder is 12. Sorry, the remainder is 7. That's a little mistake, isn't it? The remainder is 7. Let me maybe fix that up. In fact, let me just start that again, so we can do it properly. So we have 12 into 7 goes 0 times. Right. Goes into 7 0 times, so the remainder is 7. So then we say, how many 12s go into 70? Well, 12 times 5 is 60. So it goes into it 5 times with a remainder of 10. 5 12s are, oh no, 12s into 100. 12s into 100 go 8 times. 8 12s are 96. Is that right? 8 12s are 96. So we go 8 12s are 96. So we're going to put an 8 there. 96. The remainder is 4. So we put a 4 there. How many 12s into 40? Well, that's 3. 3 12s are 36, so the remainder is 4. 12s into 40 goes 3 times. Remainder 4. Now you can see the pattern occurring. Okay, so another 3. And that's just going to be a recurring 3. So when we write our decimal out, it's going to be 0.583 with a dot on the top for the recurring part of the decimal. So 0.583 recurring.